Hello everyone, welcome to It's All About Connie's Cooking. Today we're making beef stew, and we're making beef stew in the oven, not on top of the oven. I know you hear some searing, and that's me searing up my beef, and that means I'm just putting a crush on it, and then I'm going to cook it in the oven. I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using as I do this. I'm not cooking my beef on top. I'm just searing it, getting the crust, and all I did was put a little olive oil. This is optional, you don't have to do this. I just like a little crust on each side. That little crust there. Just crust on each side there. Because it's going in the oven. But once it's done, I like that crust. Now, as you can see, I have my cutting board turned a different way this time. And not only that, I have fresh vegetables that I'm going to be using. We have fresh parsley that you get from the supermarket. I'm going to be using a large half of an onion. I'm using green onions. These right here, I remember I always told you to wash your onions. So these haven't been washed and they're still in plastic. They let me know they haven't been washed before I use them the next time. So I'm moving these over here. I have washed them and I have wrapped them. So let me know these are clean. My parsley is clean and washed. I have carrots, so my fresh carrots over here. We're going to be peeling our carrots, and I'm going to show you how to peel the carrot. You can use a knife if you want, but I prefer, boy, I still prefer it, but hold on, gotta watch. It's like a little commercial break there. Anyway, to peel your carrots, what you do is you're going to take the carrot right here like this and just scrape it down like that. And then make it smooth. I know you're looking at a carrot. Some of you look at a carrot like, well, I know a carrot had to be peeled. Yes, a carrot has a top skin on it that you want to take that off. Yeah, when you ever use your fresh carrots, so make sure you scrape it. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Let me sear my meat on the other side. Yeah, see that? I'm telling you, once you cook that in the oven, big piece of meat like that, with that crust on it and it cooked down, yum yum. I'm going to show you, I did the rest already. The rest of the carrot is done. They're already washed. So you just take your carrot, okay, and just do like that. You see that peeling coming off? I'll show you. You want to make sure you feel you want to make sure your carrot is smooth. It'll have like a smooth feel to it. If it still have like a little roughness to it, then you need to keep cleaning it. But it doesn't take long if you have a scraper. So that's real smooth right there. So that lets me know it's ready. Okay. That's done. See that? Ooh, I'm making a mess today. I'm just clumsy. Alright. Now, let's get our beef and see. We have a crust on this side. Thick piece of meat. Yeah, and we have a crust there too. So now we're going to take this off. Like I said, I just only use a little bit of, about a tablespoon of olive oil and put in here. Just let it sear and get a crust on it. You're not trying to cook it on the top. You're just getting a crust. We're going to move this over. And in go our meat. Cast iron. Now this goes into our cast iron pan. The one that I showed you. This goes here. Okay. Now you see our cast iron pan that we have? Like I was saying earlier, this cast iron pan If you can they are very expensive now. I think they probably run like, I don't want to say, but I know I had this one for years. So, and this one I got at the thrift store, at an antique store, because they're hard to find. You can still find them, but you're gonna pay for them versus them, because and they reduce your cooking time when using them. Okay, so within our beef, what we're gonna use right now, we're going to use our onions. I don't need the stove for this. I have my crust, but I need it. I'm telling you, I can't find nothing today. So I just want to show you. I'm just cutting up everything instead of using. I know people say, well, girl, I just use a can and dump all that. Yeah, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what you prefer to do. But, you know, you also can just do it fresh. It tastes better. Trust me, a lot better. So when the carrots, you're going to cut off the top here. You don't want to use those. Those are the bad things. That is no. So we're going to cut that off. We have a trash bowl over here. We're going to put that in the trash bowl. And we're going to cut out carrots. Now, when you cut your carrots down, I want you to make sure you're only doing maybe like a half inch thick or something. Don't make them real thin, because you are cooking beef stew. And beef stew, you want your vegetables to be kind of thick, like even your potatoes. I had cut some potatoes up earlier. So if you can see, I have them kind of thick, like a thick size. And the reason that is because when you put them in the pot to cook, you want your potato to be able to withstand while they're cooking. You don't want them to be so thin that they're mushy, and then you're gonna have like a mashed beef stew. Never heard of it. So make sure your carrots are kind of, any of your vegetables are just kind of thick. So let me show you. I'm doing this while beef over there is hanging out. That's the size you want. See that? That's going to hold up in your pot without being mushy. And these carrots are going I'll mix the carrots. I have some tomatoes over here. I'm just mixing the carrots and the tomatoes together. And the only reason I'm doing that, it's no special reason. It's just that they're always going to the same place in the pot. You know, I also have fresh garlic too. I'm using garlic. I'm not even using garlic powder today. See, that's a clove, but I'm going to show you how to cut up in garlic. And I know some of you probably say, I'm not doing it. Well, no, you don't have to. Everything's optional, but I'm telling you, if you want it restaurant style and taste restaurant style, do it fresh. Then that way you know how much soda is going in your food. I'm telling you. The other day, my wife took me we went to Olive Garden. And Olive Garden, you know, they have some good food. I like their food. There's nothing wrong with it. But it was too much salt put on it. They put so much sodium on it. And then when I sent it back, could they just, make me some more broccoli with just put me some more broccoli there with no sodium in it. They sent it back with extra salt. I guess some people on this earth just say, girl, I don't know where you're from, but I just cannot believe that you can eat with just flavor and not want salt. But you can. Okay, so I have this mixture here mixed up. As you can see, that's just the carrots and the tomatoes together. They're all going to the same place. Everything is going to go in this bowl, except for the meat. Now we're going to take our fresh green onions. In the trash bowl. On your onions, you want to make sure you cut this end off right here at the tip, that little bowl. And it's a little bad thing. In our trash bowl. And then you just chop down. You know, one day somebody gonna see me and bless me with a kitchen. Bless me with a big size kitchen, but you know what? It's okay. I'm not complaining. I'm gonna make it do what it do. Okay, our green onions cut down. Now our green onion can go in with our meat. That goes in there. I'm doing all this fresh for you to let you see. Then when you cut an onion, you want to take off the top part. You also want to take off, I say cut it around the neck. Cut it around the neck. And you take off that thick piece of skin there. That first piece, that comes off. Throw it out. And that's the size is hard to cut. Okay. I'm going to cut our onion down. You see, that's a large onion there. That's why I only want it half. So we're going to make sure there's no end there. Okay. Your onion don't have to be fine, real small. You just cut them in half. Gonna cook that right away. And in go your onion. Now, let me show you what I mean. This is what was half a large onion. And you see how much that is? That's a lot. 1/2 an onion, you know? I mean, for one large onion. Oh, that looks good already. Oh, trying to tell you. Wipe up here a little bit. Yeah, stop. I have me a little trash bowl behind me. You can't see. That's where I'm putting things at. So let's see. See how that's looking so far? That beef. You see that char on it, that crust, the onions, those green onions. Whew, so much flavor. That's what I'm saying. Right there. We're not done yet. We're not done. We have one more. We have not one more thing. We have a few things. Now this is parsley. Some people don't know how to cut up fresh parsley. I just want to let you know that I do know how to use fresh things. I know sometimes I use the can or the jar or whatever. You know, it depends on what mood I'm in. But I do know how to use fresh parsley. I always say, just give it a haircut. See? Give it an edge up. You want to discard of this part, the stem. Just as you've given someone, like you're giving somebody an edge up, and just take at the edge and scrape up there, and this will come right off. Now we have our parsley. Just take your parsley and fold it up in a little ball like that. Take your knife, scrape. And we're going to move this parsley out of the way. That was just to show you. Now, can you imagine the flavors that you already can like, just imagine if we had, you know, saying like a smell-o-vision or smell-a-computer. You know, anything that, where you just can imagine the smell. Because if you were in here right now, you will see what I'm saying. Because just this alone gives off so much flavor. And it, whew, I don't know. It's so good. Honey, anytime food can make you smile before it's done, you know you're doing something right. Okay, in goes our fresh parsley. I know some of these started look like she's gonna need another pot. No, all this stuff's gonna cook down, trust me. Just showing you how to get flavor. See that? Look at that. Now, we're gonna put in a few garlic cloves. Just smash down like that. Oops, that flew everywhere, huh? Gonna take off the shell. You smash it. Hey, your kids are old enough, not small kids, you can get them to help you with the garlic. I don't know if they want you kissing them afterwards, but you know, I love garlic. Everything with me is garlic. Garlic down, garlic down. But that's also another thing can help you keep your blood pressure, come back here, under control too. You know, garlic. Garlic's good for your blood pressure. You know, of course, that's once you have it under control. I'm not telling anybody to say, oh, guess what, I have high blood pressure, let me go eat a clove of garlic. Because Connie said, I'm healed. Now, go to your doctor first, get it under control. Do it the right way. Don't be lying on me. Okay. One more, almost done. Come on, I know you trying to run away. All right. You just smash them down and just cut them up. Like you can see me here. One day I'll look back at these videos and I'm gonna look and say, you know what? Although I was in that little space cooking and sharing what I love to do best, I remember back in the small kitchen. It's not that small. Now I've been in some smaller ones, and trust me, in New Jersey and New York, so I already know. So in goes our garlic there. It's like a Christmas tree. Now, I'm wash my hands. And dry them. Okay, now let's look at what this looks like. Let's see what stage we're at. Okay, we put crust on both sides of our meat. We have our garlic, our fresh parsley, and our green onions. We also have one large white onion in there. And I'm telling, oh my God, smell it, smell it. Okay, we just started now. Okay, now we're going to add, at this stage, we're going to add in our tomatoes. Tomato with the carrots. See, that's why I was telling you don't do your carrots too small, you know, small. You want them to be able to stand up. And just cut up some. Well, I have the whole tomatoes here, but you can get the one that's crushed. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna believe how good this tastes when you try it. It really is good. Okay, now we're going to pour that over our meat. Okay, this is going over. We're going to add in, I got to show you one thing I do use. I do use my broth because everything is about flavor, so you want to make sure. See, if you can learn how to grab flavor versus than grabbing a whole lot of salt, I'm telling you, it'll work with you. Right now, my blood pressure was out of whack because of my medication was wrong. Was prescribed wrong. But other than that, it's been on point. I haven't had any problem. Now we have some chicken broth. I mean, some beef broth. I'm sorry, beef broth. But the beef broth, if you notice, it is 50% less sodium. We're still controlling our sodium because broth is very high in sodium. You can go in the store and get some broth and it's like 800 milligrams in sodium that you probably never even noticed. And I also know how to make broth too, so I'll do that another day. You know, I happen to find the day I happen to want to do a video on a warm day. Although it's still winter, but I decided, and it just, today just was a warm day and I'm like burning brown. Anyway, back to I like having a conversation with you. I like talking to you, my people. You know what I'm saying? But back to my broth. Okay. We're going to use 1 cup of broth, beef broth. And make sure you get the 50% low sodium. Oops, sorry. And what you're going to do from this point on, as that cook down, I'm just looking for something to clean up. Just clean up. From this point, look at that. That looks good already, doesn't it? Oh, that looks, I'm telling you, that's not even done and that looks good. Can you imagine when it's done? So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the top on and let that cook down. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to let that cook down. We're going to put that in the oven. And just let it go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, once that cooked down, I know you think there's no room for some potatoes. There's room for potatoes. I cut them up and I left one whole because I'm going to cut one up. Now, when you are using potatoes and they're waiting for you to use them, and if you want to cut them up the day before, just make sure you put them in water. Set them in some water. Some cold water, that way they won't turn brown while they wait for you. But if you just let them sit out without sitting in water, they're going to turn brown on you. So we're going to cut up this potato, and after that, we're just going to let it do its thing. Cut it up. You can use any type of potato you want to. A lot of people prefer to use Yukon potatoes when making beef stew. I say use what your money can afford. Okay. See that? See how thick that is? Don't make them too thin because you want to be able to hold up in your pot. So we're going to put these back in the refrigerator while they wait for the meat, because you don't want to put them in too early. If you know, if I had my assistant, my camera partner here, she will follow me wherever I'm going. But just listen to me, you can hear what I'm saying. But my main thing is I want to show you guys how I did my beef stew in the oven. My friend down in Louisiana, Jolene, if you haven't moved, text down south, she liked it, and I wanted to mainly dedicate this video to you to show you how I did my fresh beef stew in the oven. You know, give a shout out to my cousin in New York, Aaron, and want to also say hello to my WCC church in Raleigh, North Carolina, and just say while we wait. One more thing. We're also going to add it. I forgot. See what about this? We're going to add in some lima beans. We're not going to add in a whole pack of lima beans. We don't need this many. We're going to add in about a half a cup of lima bean or to a cup. Some green beans. We're going to use 1 pack of green beans. I prefer to use the one in the bag because if you look at the sodium content, it has none. No sodium. Your bag veggies are always fresher than your canned veggies because it sits in no sodium. So, and we're going to have a pack of corn. So we're using half a pack of corn, about a half a cup of corn, half a cup of lima beans, half a cup of green beans. And we're going to use our beef stew seasoning. This is the virgin kind of beef stew seasoning because all those flavors that I just put in that pot, you can't miss out on it, trust me. But this right here will give a little bit of flavoring, but it has no salt in it. It's seasoning, but it's for that person that's watching the sodium, such as myself, that needs to take out their portion. And then you can take the other other seasoning that if they want that, go ahead and want that original beef stew seasoning, they want to taste some of that salt, then add in theirs after yours. That way you still can eat with them and still don't have to feel like, well, they eating beef stew and I can't. You can. You just have to do it separately. And that's about it. So we'll come back with part 2 on our beef stew in the oven when it's done. Cook that, like I said, until fork tender, or about an hour and a half. It takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So go wash your car, mow the lawn, go to the supermarket, go wherever, do whatever you need to do, clean your house, or while your stew is doing its own thing. You don't have to peep in on it like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe about an hour, just check it, fork tender. If it's fork tender, it's ready. And if you're using that type of pot, it's going to do the job. All right, see you on part 2. Thank you for watching.